Hey guys, and today I'll be playing Where Gods Rot. You're in a dark room with no knowledge as to how you got there. The only thing you can see is a chained up man who's very insistent on being about seeing that set free. It would be a good idea to do as he asks. I'm sure it will not be. You're surrounded by darkness. It's hard to tell whether you're inside or outside. The rest of your senses are not providing any further clarity either. There's a lack of smells or sound. All you know is that you're standing somewhere in a dark place. How did you get here? Looking ahead, you see something. You walk towards it and it takes shape. A man hangs in the air, suspended by his restrained arms. All in metallic enclosures encapsulated his hands and feet. A mask covers half his face. He stares at you with hypnotizing yellow eyes. You're about to speak, but before you can open your mouth, words begin to form in your head. They feel foreign, as if not your own, but instead forcibly pushed into your mind from an outside source. Hello, little human. You stare at the man in disbelief. The conclusion you're coming to is surreal. He's not the one speaking, right? Who are you? Why are you in my head? Oh, sorry about that. The mask won't allow me to speak normally, but your mind will do just fine. My name is Zeno? Where am I? We're in the Universal's prison. What? Why am I inside prison? Don't worry, you're not here for any crimes. You were brought here for a certain purpose, and I'll be put back. I'll put you back once it's done. What do you mean I was brought here? Why? That part is a little complicated and will take too long to explain. Besides, you'll probably just give me one of those nonsense realistic responses and pretend you don't believe me for a while. What? Next question. What are you? Depends who you ask. I've had many names over the millennia. For the divine, I'm called the black hole. For someone like you, it's easier to describe me as an anti-god. You open your mouth to say something. Next question. Why are you chained up? Because I'm a criminal. What did you do? I killed worlds. This is the only place they can lock me up in. It was made for creatures like me, ones that aren't easy to kill. You glance at the metal contraptions holding him up. There's no way you did all that. You're messing with me. Your little puppet here is starting to bore me. What? Got any more questions? Yeah, I'm good. Everything you just learned is borderline insane. Are you truly standing in front of someone? Stop. The disbelieving person that refuses to accept the situation, wildly abnormal for their pathetic little life, is an old and boring act. And frankly, I've been locked in here for too long to put up with it. What in the world are you talking about? I know you're not actually here with me. You're reading my words on the screen. He looks at you, past the person standing before him. Through his colorless eyes, past the darkness, and through the concept of reality, he looks at you. The person in front of me is a puppet, and his purpose is to represent you. Make you feel more engaged with the game, is that right? It is. What do you want from me? I'm surprised you feel the need to ask. I want you to set me free. Why would I do that? Because that's the only way to finish this game. There's 12 endings and all of them require you to fear me. I'll give you one right now if you do it. I know you want it. I guess we could just set him free. Why not? Loud clicks and clanks echo through the empty space around you. He expected to come from the restraints on his limbs, but once they stop, the only thing that falls off is the mask. Zeno grins. Undo. All at once, his restraints snap open. He lands on his feet in a crouching position before quickly straightening. It was a pleasure doing business with you, mortal. Pray that we don't have to meet again. He holds up his empty hand. Here's your ending. It was that easy, huh? Okay, so his mouth was the thing that was the most powerful weapon of his. It's not set him free. Trying to play hard to get, are we? Alright, I'll entertain you for a while longer. What if I never let you go? And leave the game unfinished without getting a single ending? What would be the point of that? I want more than just an ending screen. Fair enough. What else do you want then? What else can you offer? Some of these choice games are romantic, right? Do you want a kiss as a reward? Would you set me free? I'll do it else to get you free. Okay. Loud clicks and clanks echo through the empty space around you. He thought I'd be coming from the restraints on his limbs, but the only thing that falls off once they're over is the mask on his face. Come on closer. I wonder how much time once the rest of my restraints are off. He'll know I'm free. He? The warden. Scary guy, you don't want to meet him. You step closer. He mumbles something, but you're unable to make out what exactly. What did you say? Nothing important. Just kiss me. It's probably too much to ask this guy for a please. You lean forward, cupping both of his sheets. He leans in as well until your lips meet. He's oddly pleasant, like a dish you tasted at some point and forgot about. He never tries to pull away, you're the one to do it. Once you're satisfied, and when you do, he tries to lean forward and follow you after you, with your restraints still allowed to get far. You sure are eager for a mean, non-romanceable character. Your remark gets a chuckle out of him. Hey, it's been decades since the last time I got any physical contact. Prison doesn't offer kisses and cuddles. I wouldn't say you deserve them. Why did you give me one then? I didn't give it. I took it. It snorts. Undo. The wrist of his restraint came undone, and then on his feet in a crouching position, he quickly screams. You take a step back to give him space, but you don't get far. An arm suddenly wraps around your waist, pulling you towards him again. Would you mind taking another? Fine. I'm kind of greedy, but I'll allow it. He looks satisfied with that response. Now that he has permission, seeing our brain space close to yours, I would just do this kiss again, huh? He lingers from your mouth for a moment. When he does kiss you, it's hungrier than the first. He knows a little bit, laughs, always making the best of it. It doesn't last long enough. There's a hint of nervousness in his eyes once he pulls away. His eyes dart around, and when they meet yours, the cheeky smile is back. It was nice meeting you, human, but it's about time I left. Until we meet again. Will we? It can be funny like that. He gives a little salute. Oh, until we meet again. I'm gonna ask, what was someone as powerful as you? I'm gonna ask, why would someone as powerful as you need my help? Even anti-guys have limits. This prison was made to contain beings like me. They say it's impossible to get out, but I'm obviously not going to let that stop me. And you need the help of a tiny little human like me? His eyes narrow from the smile hidden beneath the mask. The contribution is small, only the final step of it. All you're doing is throwing the game to free me, so that everything will be done according to the rules, and my escape wouldn't be undone by the divine. Anybody could give that command. Don't give yourself more credit than you deserve. In that case, why should I bother? Sounds like you don't need me. Hey now, don't be like that. Did I accept you? Somehow you can tell he doesn't care whether you did. You just can't help but be condescending, can you? Even if my role is small, you'll be stuck here if I don't do it, won't you? I'll right I'm being a jerk. Been locked in here with nothing but darkness for decades. Kinda forgot how to be polite. You want me to believe you're suddenly sorry after giving me a lecture about how insignificant I am? Fair enough. What do you want me to do? To be forgiven and for you to set me free? What's something you really hate doing? What should I ask? Maybe I should just ask for a favor. He raises an eyebrow. What kind of favor? One I can ask for at any time in the future. What makes you so certain you'll see me again? It is an option in the game. That means this won't be the last time I see you. Besides, you're not very useful all tied up like that anyway. Funny, alright, I'll accept. If you set me free, I promise to grant you one favor that you can use at any point when we meet again. Okay, set me free. Now clicks and clacks echo through the empty space around you. Thought I'd be coming from a reference to the slow, but the thing that falls up once they're over is the mask in space. So no grins, undo. In that case, I'll see you around, human. You better take full advantage of this deal. Okay, we got an ending favor. What if we ask him to grovel at our feet? He will get really mad at us and try to kill us if we free him. Is that what you're into? Do you want me to set you free or not? Alright, let's say I do agree to grovel. How am I meant to do it all tied up? Undo his bindings. Xeno's eyes go wide as all four of his bindings open, releasing his limbs and sending him crashing to the floor. The only thing that stays on is his mask. He sits up and touches his base to find that it is still in place. When he looks at you again, he no longer looks amused. Why would you do that? Same way I've been doing everything, just press the button. Take a step towards him. It's like you said, I am disconnected. I'm somewhere far away, whatever happens here doesn't affect me. So it's pretty easy for me to leave you trapped and go on with my life. Unless you convince me not to. Xena holds her gaze, eyes narrowed and brows furrowed. Alright then, human, have it your way. Oh, he actually does it. He gets on all fours, bows his head until it nearly touches the ground. I'm sorry for mocking you. Please set me free. What's so special about that mask? Seems like it's the main thing keeping you here. I'm powerless, but I can't use my voice, so that means there's no way out. You laugh. So when you have that mask on, you're no different from me in terms of power. He goes silent, his head still bowed so you can't see his expression. Are you going to set me free or not? Let's unbeg some more. His hands grab your leg with such speed that makes you jump. You expect an attempt at harming you when he looks up, a mixture of anger and despair swirls in his eyes. You don't know what it's like being locked in here. The times you're all alone with the darkness are blessings. If you're not alone, that means he is here. He, the warden. Images flash through your mind. He did not show anything particular, bits and pieces of things you might have seen at some point. They all have one thing in common, they make you feel uneasy, like something awful is about to happen, like you need to run. Let me out, I'm begging you. I don't want to wait for another player. He's probably on his way here right now. You undid my bindings. He tugs at your clothes. Please. Okay, let's set him free. Why not? You feel a sense of urgency. You don't know exactly what is coming, but you don't want to be here when it arrives. You're not cool enough to leave, because you know to deal with it after he did as you ask. After a loud click, the mask falls off his base. His hand finds his cheek. He rubs his own face in disbelief, then pushes himself into a standing position. His despair from before is gone. All that's left now is anger and hatred. Say yourself lucky. I have no time to stick around and show you what hell looks like. But don't worry, I'll make sure your pathetic little life on Earth will take a turn for the worse soon enough. You don't get to bring me to the point of despair and get away with it. I think it was gonna be bad. Despair. Let's ask, what's something you really hate doing? The look he gives you makes it seem like he wants to laugh. The mask is blocking any sound he might be making. You're going down that route, huh? One thing I hate is dancing, and unfortunately for you, I'm not in a position where I can do that. Oh, really? That's it? Yuno's eyes go wide as all four of his bindings open, and releasing his limbs and sending him crashing onto the floor. The only thing that stays on is his mask. He sits up and touches his face, to find that it is still in place. When he looks up at you again, he no longer seems amused. How'd you do that? Same way I've been doing everything. Just press the button. I'm gonna have him dance. He gave you the ability, the bastard. Of course he did. Shakes his head and picks himself off the floor. Fine then. My clothes aren't in optimal condition, so don't blame me if I suddenly lose my pants. He extends a hand towards you. Shall we dance? What? What would I do it? You're the one trying to get me to forgive you. And you'll get to see how much I hate doing it from up close if you join me. You look into his eyes, searching for signs of trickery, but it's hard to tell what he's planning. Hesitantly, whether you like it or not, the puppet takes his hand. Standing next to him now, as he sets a hand on your waist and you place yours on his shoulder, you realize he's shorter than you expect. Despite this, those yellow eyes look at you as if it's much higher above. He steps back and you follow. The dance begins. You expect him to stumble, for his movements to be clumsy and stiff, but it's the opposite. Not even the loose, withering clothes he's wearing affect the precision with which he leads. As you follow, watching his pace, you realize the music has started to play. Kinda freaky. You look around trying to find the source, but the darkness around you remains unchanged. A hidden piano leads the orchestra, or perhaps the piano steps themselves dictate what the instrument plays. It starts to speed up, and you do your best to keep up. This is not what you imagined when you made the request. You shouldn't look away from your partner. When you face him, the darkness of the room has been filled. You're in a small room. The floors are wood, the walls are covered in old peeling wallpaper. There are paintings of people on the walls, but you're dancing too fast and turning too often to make out who is in them. What's happening? Don't think about it too much. Looking at his beard again, you find his brows are furrowed. What little can you see of his face is strained. His eyes are fixated on you, as though too afraid to gaze upon anything else. He does hate dancing. Okay. The hand you're holding shoots up, taking yours with it. The second lets go of your waist, he spins you. And once you come full circle, you stand in the middle of the same darkness as before. The music has stopped, and so do the two of you. For someone who hates dancing, you're pretty good at it. I don't hate it, because I'm bad at it. It brings back awful memories. Like dancing in front of people is embarrassing. So you made me dance with you to not just have me staring? That's cheating. Is it? You never specified the details. But if it's worth anything, I did find it pleasant, so I like my mask removed. You sigh. Now I've just agree. The clicking sound and mask falls to the floor. Touches his cheek and then shoots you a cocky grin. One you were already expecting to see once that thing was off. Thanks! Even though I loathe it, you made a decent dance partner. Hopefully I won't ever have to do that again. He makes a brief motion with his hand and he turns away from you. Hey, a dance. I wonder who's this person on the wall right here. Must be someone that he knows. Let's ask, what if I refuse to let you destroy any more worlds? Trying to play the hero, Harry? That's very sweet of you. But I'll still get out sooner or later now that I have this game set up. And since you're no divinity, you have no say in it. Maybe I could try to kill you? You're free to try, but I wouldn't be here if I was that easy to kill. I have the power to free you. I'm not guessing not just anybody could do that. How do you know I don't have the power to do more? For a moment, you see genuine doubt and worry in Xeno's eyes. You begin to move towards him. You watch it closely as you lift your arms to his neck. It's not going to work. He says that, yet the worry in his eyes flickers into fear. His skin isn't cold to touch like you expected. It feels very much alive. You can even see the breaths he's taking as his chest moves up and down. Your grip tightens. After staying still the entire time, Xeno finally begins to struggle. Tries to jerk away from your grasp, but being suspended in the air doesn't accomplish much. Let go. You're going to regret this if you don't. Keep your grip firm. The fear gets mixed with anger. Did you not hear me? I swear I'll wreck you once I'm out of here. I'll rip you to pieces. All the more? Just keep going. Keep squeezing. You ignore his threats and focus on his neck instead. I'm not gonna die. Tighter. It's useless. You're just digging your own grave. And tighter. Get your hands off me. Ow. I can't breathe. His green face turns darker shade of blue. His eyes have gone wide. No more foreign words appear in your head. You don't stop. Not until a good while after his body has slumped down, unmoving. Well, that can't be possible. Then you step away. Oh, that's it? Okay. Run like a coward. But there won't be anywhere to run when I get my hands on you. Maybe there's a hidden button somewhere. What? You wouldn't do that. I don't know who you're talking about, but if there's an option, I'll find it. He knows a twitch in his left eye. He must be getting on his nerves. Why don't you use it then? There is no button, MC, but you give him a few extra years in prison if that's what you really want. What? The calm expression he's been wearing until now shatters. His eyes light up with pure fury. I guess I'll take that. I'll take what I can get. So long, asshole. Come back. Don't you dare leave me here. Zero. You piece of shit. I'll show both you and this human what the hell feels like. I'm not spending another second in this goddamn rat hole. There's cracks in his anger, and within them you see desperation. Are you listening? Let me out. I'm not staying here. I'll go insane for good. That thing, it's going to... No, we should just leave, okay? I want more than just an ending screen. Cockiness might convince me to drop the game, though. Yeah, perhaps, but then a different player who finds me endearing will show up. They'll free me and get the ending. You won't, and I'll get what I want either way. You're so sure of yourself, what if nobody does? Not familiar enough with human nature to know that enough of you would do it. You're curious, you want to finish the game. You won't treat me like a real criminal. After all, this is a game. You're certain I don't exist and that none of your actions here will have any consequences. Am I right? You seem to really dislike humans. If I'm to take you seriously, you'll likely attack my planet after me or someone else set you free. Are you starting to get worried? Fortunately for you, I swore a long time ago I wouldn't touch Earth anymore, and I keep my promises. Not anymore. You mean you've done it in the past? I'm not going to talk about that. If you hate me, feel free to go, mortal. Free him? You thought I'd be coming from his restraints, but it's coming from his limbs. Undo. What's this? Don't like my attitude? And yet you still didn't want someone else to set me free? I'm simply competitive. He chuckles. Sure, if you say so. I'll be taking my leave now. Hope you enjoy your well-deserved ending. From annoying jerk to you. Okay. Then why didn't you have whoever else was helping you escape press the button? Because you didn't want to. He sent you instead. And you're belittling me. Please, you say you're so powerful and scary. You got yourself caught thrown in here. You get someone else to find a way to get you out. And now you're dependent on whether or not I or someone similar to me will press this one button. If I were in your position, I want to be a little nicer. Words don't seem to faze him much. Ha, touche. Alright, I'll be honest with you. Right now I'm kind of pissed because the person who sent you here is toying with me. So I've been tasked with taking it out on you. At last, you hear something useful from him. Though it is also concerning. Even is this person. Another anti-god. Promised to get me out in exchange I agreed to play this dumb game with you. You didn't want to tell me what it's for though. You agreed out of desperation? If you know what this place is like, you would too. You don't know what this anti-god wants with it? I don't. All he told me was to not care you once you let me go. You frowned. If you have done that otherwise, only if you pissed me off enough to warn you. You decided to ignore that for now. Something more concerning to focus on after all. Don't you know how I can meet the other anti-god? I don't, but I doubt it matters. You'll probably meet him soon if you're so concerned about keeping you alive. What's his name? Zero. He's not going to be mad that you told me all this? Who knows? It won't really matter if you set me free. Yeah, set me free. Thanks, and good luck dealing with that bastard. You thought I was annoying, I have no idea what's coming for you. Okay, that's Zero. So it wasn't... Okay, there is a warden, but she somehow was able to get in contact with another anti-god. It's not fun if you just do it to just get out. You want the whole love story? I'm flattered. I doubt that we can have much fun in the dark void, with me all chained up. Besides, romancing me would be pretty depressing. How so? Black holes normally can't leave permanent imprints on people, not unless you're a god or another black hole. We live to create chaos, and that chaos is erased by the divine. Some of the people I meet will forget I ever existed. Does this mean I'll forget you once the game has ended? Your puppet will, but since the game itself doesn't break any of your world's rules, you the player won't forget. Either way, there's no time for or a point in dating me right now, if you want to kiss or not. I don't really need to kiss, I'll just say you're free. Ain't you sweet? You should learn to be a little greedier though. Who knows, maybe you could have gotten more than a kiss with enough persuasion. It gives you a wink. Oh well, not this time though. It's better if you never have to deal with me again. Not this time. No, I don't want to kiss you. No? How about hitting me then? What? I don't know, maybe you have some pent-up anger or frustration, or you can't stand me, or maybe you feel the need to punish a big bad criminal like myself. Whichever it is, you can hit me, but you have to set me free in return. I'm not doing that either, you weirdo. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's better. You step closer. He stares at you expectantly, as if you were waiting for his check at a restaurant, not a punch in his face. You clench your hand into a fist, draw it back, and aim for his left eye. He makes no sound upon contact. The only sign of impact is his face scrunches up for a moment. The next hit goes to his stomach. His eyes widen, no grunts or yelps, only silence. You begin to punch different parts of his body. At one point, you switch to kicking. Zeno never tells you to stop, but you do eventually. Put your full force into those hits. You're tired by the time it's over. Despite this, there's not a single bruise on him. No scratches, no swelling, nothing. Zeno's expression remains neutral as ever. He doesn't look angry, hurt, or sad. Was that fun? Sadly, my body isn't bruised so easily, so you can't really see any damage on me. But hey, it did hurt plenty. Now free me. Now do I know you won't try to hurt me back after I set you free. Hurt you? I don't have the time to come find whatever earth you are at right now. The most I can do is give you a little spook. And that's gonna help the warden find me, so it's not worth it. What if you try to find me later? Maybe if you really wanted me to. His eyes narrow wickedly in a hidden smile. Something is telling you that the fish that you just landed didn't meet their intended purpose. Let's set him free. He takes a step towards you. You take one back. Scared, are we? Did you think I was lying? You know, I am the one who told you to hit me. His arms shoot out and grasp yours. If anything, I appreciate it. It's been ages since I built anything. You struggle out of his grip and makes no attempt to keep his hold on you. He's toying with you. Hope you have fun wrecking me. You sadistic little bitch. Okay. A sadistic bitch. I'm not gonna hit him. I'm not doing that either, you weirdo. Not your thing? Alright, then I have another option. I'll give you a charm. A cheat word, if you will. A cheat word? The jerk who helped me get you here set up a lot of conditions. It's only fair that I inconvenience him a little in return. So if you're ever in a tight spot because of some colorless asshole, type the word Minoon? Consider it a present from me to you. Interesting. Care to tell me more about this person? I'd really rather not. Just let me go. I'll give you the extra thing you asked for. Let's set him free. Thanks, it was nice meeting you. Hopefully for the last time. For your sake. Manoon. Okay, I'm gonna say I'll free you, but I want to know more about you first. What for? I'm simply curious. It's not every day that I meet someone who can rival gods. Your words amuse him. Nor admire me, human. Power is cold and lonely, especially when you have too much of it. I could death if I could. Why can't you? It's complicated. Though a simplified version would be that I became this way against my will, and now my existence depends on creating chaos. Does that mean you regret what you did? The things that got you locked up in here? Not really, but I do regret not doing something different when I still had the option. Ask him if he'll continue to set you free. Ask him to elaborate. Let's ask him to elaborate. I have a proposition. How about you tell me your story and in exchange I'll set you free? You want to hear it that bad? I do. Fine, I guess that's a fair deal. Anything to get out of this place. Just don't use this to justify my actions and treat me like some poor, misunderstood baby. I don't like that shit. I'll do my best. There's a pause as he talks, some time to gather his thoughts, and decide on where to start. He watched his expression shift. It's hard to tell what he's feeling when he starts talking. You'll probably find this funny and hypocritical, but I used to be a human, came from the same place as you did. When I was a kid, my father abandoned me. I was left in my mother's care, who was unstable. She was needy, erratic, abusive. One moment she would smile, caress me, and praise me. The next, she'd scream at me or lock me in the basement for days, on end with little to no food. Other times she just beat me. That was better than the basement. At least I didn't need to sleep on the floor. Even that's why he hates dark places. But it really was nothing special. Thousands, if not millions of kids have to live life similar to the way I did. It's really not worthy of more than just a, aw, poor thing before moving on. You want to argue with him, but he doesn't give you a chance. What he tells you next is far more shocking. Besides, I killed my mother when I was 14. How did that happen? I want to say it was an accident, but I'd rather take responsibility. I'm still the one who did it. I'm not going to go into detail though. Alright, I won't force you. I ended up in a foster home and honestly didn't get adopted, being so old and having a terrible history. My living conditions didn't exactly improve either. I got to learn firsthand how little the world cares about the weak and helpless. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with you. It's how Earth was built. The weak suffer, the strong thrive. If anyone is to blame, it would be those who made it this way. Now I'm getting distracted. To continue my life didn't improve much after I turned 18. With a background like that, you don't have a lot of options. Becoming a criminal or homeless are your main options. unless you get really lucky. I chose the first. I don't really have many happy memories from when I was a human. I think the ones that stuck with me the most were the terrible ones. I'm not trying to turn this into a sob story, so don't interpret it as such. How did you become an anti-god? I was in church one day. I can't remember why I went there. It was definitely not a place I visited often, but I remember thinking I liked the paintings, the way humans see God. It's a company figure, one that's meant to give us hope, to guide us. It's unfortunate how far they are from the truth. But that's also where I met him. If I had to explain who he is to someone who has no idea who we are, I'd call him the devil. It was like the colors around him were being sucked into a vacuum, like he was a cut from those old black and white movies. Something was screaming at the back of my mind that this person, this thing, shouldn't be here. It shouldn't exist. I don't think anyone else could see him. I don't know why he chose to show himself to me of all people. He noticed me staring and turned to me. I remember feeling like time came to a stop. Everything around me was black and white. I couldn't hear anything but his voice, and he said, "You need to die." What? Was that Zero? Yeah, that was him. Who? Your player knows. You must think I was some sensitive wimp. Honestly, I've been told far worse by my mom, by the pigs who looked after me after she died, but for some reason his words got stuck in my mind. They haunted me. I should have made the decision by myself before I met him. Maybe then I would have stayed dead. But I got on the roof of a 20-story building one night, got a bottle of pills too for extra measure, and I was tired of hearing it on the loop in my head, maybe because I knew he was right. I mean, what was I even alive for? I was just bathing in my own misery, spreading it to other people out of anger and spite. I had become one of the people adding to the hideousness to the poor excuse of the world. And as I looked down the lights beneath, I realized I'd have to live in it for several more decades if I didn't do it. A world where the weaker are at the mercy of the strong, where selfish people get their way, where some live in hell and others live like kings. Children scream for help as they're tortured, as they're used, people's dreams crumble, and those who see no grief won't lend a hand because it doesn't concern them, because it would disturb their peaceful little lives. It's a world that will never change because that's the nature of humanity. I decided I'd rather be free. I don't really remember hitting the ground. I only remember waking up and seeing the pathetic being called God standing before me. And you know what they told me? They told me I had to leave, that I no longer belonged there. Well, angry and stupid as I was, I tried to fight them, and obviously it was pointless. You lost? I did, and I ran away with a tail between my legs. Not a long time since then. Anyway, that's my story. Just continue it. Well, it's just sad. It's not really... You can't help but continue it. That's just a sad story. You were the product of a broken system. Aren't most of us? I don't want sympathy. Do you perhaps hate being pitied? Probably. We made a deal. You promised to set me free. Alright. It's Brienne. The mask blows away it has many times by now. You're familiar with the clicks it makes. But Xeno doesn't grin this time. He looks tired. The man leaves his lips in a faint mutter. Undo. He lands on his feet, but it takes him a lot longer to stand up straight. His movements are sluggish. That's curious. You've never seen him tired before. At least you kept your word. He turns away from you. Stop him. Before he can leave, you speak up. You don't feel the same. What? When I'm talking to you, it doesn't feel the same as the way you described Zero. He scoffs. Are you trying to comfort me? But I'm no different. I'm also something that shouldn't exist. Maybe on Earth, but what about the universe itself? I don't think you're pointless. Aren't you smart? Think what you want of me. I have to go now. We can't have the warden finding us because we spent too long chatting. Right. Goodbye then. Small smile returns to his face. Goodbye. Oh, and don't let him toy with you too much. I don't like it when he gets his way. Something that shouldn't exist. So, if we're just being mean, let's just say, you just continue the cycle of evil. So now you destroy worlds that have nothing to do with you just because you had a tragic past. I think you forgot the part where I don't have a choice. I thought you didn't want to make excuses. I'm not, you're partially right. But I just don't just do it because... He shakes his head. Forget it. We made a deal, you promised to set me free. Alright. Ask if he'll continue this once he's free. Will you continue to destroy worlds? I have to, it's part of my nature as a black hole. Wherever I go, I cause chaos. You've been through many endings by now. You talked to him many times. There's no indication that he may be aware of this, but he knows the difference. Up until now, his eyes have been defiant, amused, angry. Now they simply look tired. But hey, why should you care? It's just a game. What if I care about the well-being of the people within the game universe? Oh please, you've already set me free dozens of times. This is our last one. Don't try to play the self-righteous role. So you do remember the other routes you've gone through. Yeah, I remember. How? Barriers between worlds and timelines are easy to cross for my kind. I'm gonna see, I know the answer. Is there a way to return a black hole to normal? This takes him by surprise. Not as far as I'm aware. Are you sure? Have you searched everywhere? I've seen many places and spoken to many beings. No one has ever heard of a way to reverse it. It's never been done before. And more importantly, why are you asking this? I don't think it's fair that you're being forced to do terrible things and you get in prison for them. It's not right. So you want to help me? That's cute, but I don't really see what you could do. Even if there is a way, I doubt it's accessible for a human. I'm not an ordinary human anymore, though. I'm the one who met and released a black hole from a prison that's meant to be escapable. I'm not an ordinary human anymore, though. I'm the one who met and released a black hole. Have you become proud of the abilities your little game buttons give you? Fine, I won't try to talk about it a bit. I know they can start small. I want to look their way. And what did I do to deserve such dedication out of nowhere? It's not just you, is it? Judging from what you told me, there's others like you. And there could be more of you in the future. I want to help. Bummer, I was hoping you'd say I've charmed you. That too. Oh, you agree? Good. Perhaps when we meet again, you'll be more respectful instead of treating me like I'm beneath you. Or by then, I would have forgotten who you are. That's fine, I'll make sure to remind you. Let's preempt. Aren't you going to get out of this? What's your name? Why should I tell you now if you're going to forget me anyway? He smirks. I never forget names. Oh, I'm coming for the name. Kathy, you better not forget it. Undo. Your swing snapped ball open and he is free once again. Instead of turning and leaving as usual, he looks at you sheepishly while scratching the back of his neck. I mean his head. This is an annoying feeling. Maybe I should forget you after all. Raising an eyebrow and he finally turns away. He looks embarrassed, which is unusual. I'm not sure what caused it. Goodbye, Kathy. He will remember. To ask, doesn't this mean you've never actually free from this place? The other versions of me are. I'm sleeping the last one left. So whether current me is going to be free still depends on you. That sounds complicated. What will you do as soon as you're free? Sleep. You need sleep? You can't die of exhaustion. My body doesn't technically need it, but my mind does get tired. So you have a place to go to? A home? I suppose you could call it that. Where is it? It's hidden. Only I can get there. It's the one place where they can't catch me. Do you miss it? Definitely. It's not dark and empty. I'm not constantly hanging in the air. What's it like then? Comfortable, colorful. Too bad there's no pesky little demons that ask a million questions too. I wouldn't mind visiting. Oh, when did you become so close? Are we going to exchange friendship bracelets next? Roll your eyes. You're the one who said you wanted me there. I said human, never said it had to be you. You get the feeling he's messing with you more than usual. I thought you couldn't stand humans. I can stand you right now. That means I could keep one as a pet. Maybe I shouldn't for you this time. Now come on, I already gave you information. I'm not dancing again. How much of the other route do you remember? Everything that ended with you setting me free. The one in which I made you grovel? Yes, I remember that. Why? Are you worried? How come you're not mad? You didn't do it to me. You did it to a different version of me, so why should I be? That makes no sense. Yeah, it's kind of supposed to be like that. You get used to it when you're an anti-god. But you're acting differently from the other routes? Well, this is the last competition I'll have with you before I'm gone for good. I'll leave the anger to the guy who actually suffered through that. I didn't know you could get attached to a lowly human of all things. After this game, you're going to be the one of the few brave people who won't forget who I am. Not a bad thing, because Zero wants to set you up for this. But that doesn't mean I don't want to enjoy this for a little longer. Before it gets to you at least. Are you worried about me? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You snort. You be careful too, when you get out there, or else I would have put up with you and be free with you for nothing. That's freedom. The mask comes off, the familiar grin appears. Thanks. Undo. Off comes the restraints as well. He sets his hand on his hips after straightening himself. The smile hasn't left his face. Before I go, there's one more thing. Tell me your name. You better not write something like Poop Master 69 on my tape. I'm trying to have a moment over here. Right, so we'll use the name we used last night. Yeah, Phoebe. Alright, I'll see you next time then, Kathy. Alright, there's a next time. All in all, it was fairly okay. So yeah, I think that's the last ending. I think it should be. Let me check. Yep, that is all of them. So that is the end of Where God Rots. So this anti-god is really just a victim of circumstances in his life. And he became another victim again when he became an anti-god due to that other guy named Zero. I guess the Warden is the creator of this game, or obviously the player, the puppet. And Zero is the one that put him up to this, put us there to like have a choice to set him free or not, basically. But it doesn't matter in the end, we always set him free. So yeah, I like this game. It was an interesting concept of us being like, well, it's not interesting, but like, it's not a new concept, but like, of the people who are playing, like being aware that this is actually a game and whatnot. Like this game we're in is like in another universe of itself. I like that. I think it's cool. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye.